Hello, I'm going to show you how I transplant tomatoes. We started these tomatoes, there's probably 50 or 75 of them in that little tray on 3/14. Today's the 29th, so 2 weeks ago we started these tomatoes in the house on a heat pad, and they sprouted in 2 or 3 days, and now they're getting their second set of leaves. So we're going to transplant these into bigger containers now, but you can start 100 of them or so. Just scatter seeds on top, cover them with 1/8 of an inch, and that's probably 100 tomatoes in there. These are Independence Day tomatoes. So today we're going to transplant them. So what I do is fill these cups. Here's the Fertilome potting soil that we use, plant soil. We get this at Ron Martin's in Wakarusa. It's about $20 a bag. It's good stuff. We pour it in this container. We fill up these 4-inch pots. Fill up your 4-inch pots with dry mix right out of the bag. So you can see I got about 15 of them filled up here. So I take a spoon. I'm going to dig these plants out of here. These tomatoes transplant real well. We're going to break some on out of here like that. You can see what they look like. Now we're going to separate these, and they're pretty strong. You can separate them pretty good. We're going to put one in each pot here. We're just going to lay one on top of that dry mix. We're going to separate them out here, and we're going to lay one on each one. Right down. We got 15 of them to a tray here. Just pull them apart. Don't break any leaves off. Put one on top of each pot. These little tomato seedlings, they're pretty strong. They transplant pretty nice. Okay, I have one laying on each pot. So now you come in here with your thumb and you press down in this dry mix like this. And you plant that all the way up to the leaves. You give it a little shake. And now it's in there. You can go right through, do them all pretty quickly. Push down, give it a little shake, straighten it up if you have to.
And you're pushing down on the roots with your thumb so it doesn't break the stem.
That's right, I'm pushing down. You can see the root there. I lay it on there, get the root in the center, push down on the root, right up to the leaves. Because tomato you can plant deeper, all the way up on the stem. Push the root down. It's a nice way to transplant them. Push it down. If it goes a little bit crooked, it doesn't really hurt, but you can straighten them up. Put them in a tray. Fill up the tray. We're going to take these up to the watering area, and we're going to water these. There's the tag, Independence Day tomatoes. Started on 3/14, 2 weeks ago. Make sure you get the tag in there so you know what they are. Now we're going to carry them up here and water them. Turn it down on low, water around the edge. You don't want to water the top of the plant too much. Doesn't hurt it if you get a little water on it, but water around the edge. Get that soil soaking. I'm going to kind of soak the soil twice here. Then we're going to leave these in the pole barn for 2 days in the shade before we put them in under a light or in the greenhouse. Because they do go into a little bit of a shock, so they need to rest for about 2 days. Now I'm gonna come back here and water the first one again, give it about the same amount of water. These 4-inch pots work out real good. It's got a lot of room for the roots. We'll be putting these ready to plant in the garden in about 4 weeks. I mean about 8 weeks really from today. In 4 weeks they'll be about 6 inches tall. They'll be about a foot tall in 8 weeks when we're ready to put them in the garden. Independence Day tomatoes, they all get ripe about the same time in a 2-week period. Now we're going to set these off to the side over here and let them rest for 2 days. Then we're going to put them in the greenhouse. That's how you transplant a couple hundred tomatoes. Kind of fun to do. And we got a nice batch of tomatoes.
What kind are these tomatoes?
These are 4th of July tomatoes. These will ripen all summer. 4th of July will ripen all summer. These Independence Day tomatoes are all going to ripen within a 2 or 3 week period if you're going to can tomatoes or want a lot of tomatoes. It's one of my favorite tomatoes. It's the ones you see in the store on the vine where you got 6 or 7 of them on a vine. Just a nice size, regular tomato, firm, tastes good. It's one of my favorites. There you go.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.